Hi everyone, this is Mirjam with Practical Astrology for You, and today I've got a little video for you about football star Cristiano Ronaldo. And there have been rumors, I think yesterday, there's always tons of rumors, we know, but there have been rumors about him making a sensational return back to his former club Real Madrid, where he spent 9 years of his career. And so that would be like a shock return right after another shock return. And the background is that he's currently not doing very well with his current team. Technically, this is where he's always felt happiest, Manchester United, but it's not been going as expected over the past season, since he sensationally rejoined in the summer of last year. And so of course speculations are all over the place right now. Is he going to stay? The club has just appointed a new manager who will take over from interim boss Ralf Rangnick at the end of the season, and there's quite a bit of uncertainty about the future of this club, right? And most notably, it looks like there is absolutely no chance they are going to qualify for the Champions League next year, and everybody expects Cristiano to, really want to have Champions League football guaranteed, because he's always played in the Champions League, right? So he wouldn't be too happy to play in the Europa League. And but unfortunately they have not been playing well at all, and have not met expectations. And so probably for him that means also a lot of disappointment, because he's always been used to playing in a great team, and being just right at the top, and having the big success and all the access to these tournaments and extra competitions where it's just the elite clubs and just the best of the best, right? And so it looks like they are not going to be a part of this next year. So this is really fuel to the rumor mill amongst the media. So, and now the message has come out, reports everywhere, he might go back to Madrid, and they really want him back. They're very keen, and they want to make an offer. So let's have a look what's going on in his chart, just really quickly, like in terms of what is going on, like decision wise, or can we see in what way it's affecting him right now, that although he has been playing well, especially over the last couple weeks, he's found his form, and he's netted 8 of their 9 last goals. So he's definitely not the problem there. But despite his personal achievements, his personal performance, like the team as a whole have been underwhelming so far in this campaign, with only 3 games left until the end of the season. So let's have a look. When it comes to career, when it comes to life decisions, I think we like to look towards Saturn. We like to look towards the 10th house, especially like really big decisions like that. Like for him, it's not a small change, and he's just completed a big, massive change, and like a surprise return. So right now we can see the transits that are going on right now. Let me just put on the transit chart. So we put on the current constellations and his charts. Okay, just the other way around. So that's his chart in the inner wheel, and currently what is going on is on the outer wheel. So we see that Uranus is approaching the square to his sun, his Aquarius sun. So that is like a lot of restless energy, nervous energy, uncertainty, like, am I going to be on the move again very soon? This feeling of being like unsettled, not grounded, not having not being sure if I'm in the right place. It's a lot of the energy of Uranus is about movement, very much about movement and big changes and big surprises as well. So if the media are talking about a potential sensational shock return, then that would definitely be the energy of Uranus. So that would be a huge surprise indeed, because he's just signed up for 2 years, and it's just that things have not gone as expected, and especially since Saturn has entered his own sign, his sun sign of Aquarius, and Saturn is now already, the transiting Saturn is now already squaring his natal Saturn. Natal Saturn rules the mid-heaven, so that's his career decisions, life direction. And that Saturn here in the 8th house, also it sits on the south node. So he's also just had his nodes return here, 23 of Taurus, the north node. The current node, they've just crossed this area. So this is also about big changes and making big decisions about where am I going, where's my future, where's my direction, what do I want to commit to. He's got a natal Saturn in the 8th house and in the sign of Scorpio, which is a double Pluto energy. And that is a very strong position. That is very much about making a long-term commitments and understanding where you want to invest in the long term. This can pertain to both financial but also very much emotional affairs, and basically what you deem as worthy, with the north node in the 2nd house in Taurus. So that's also like a double emphasis on the Taurus theme, the node in the house of Taurus and in the sign of Taurus. So I think this is all about like his values. It's also a lot about his principles. That's a Taurus thing, and very much also, of course, a Saturn thing. Values and priorities and standards. I'm really seeing a question of standards here, because when he returned united, summer last year, they were already like in dire straits, right? Because they had not been having the best run under their then coach Ole, and he was said to have commented on that situation, like he was a bit shocked about the decline in standards. So that's already like a big sign, like that the Saturn energy is coming on strong. As the question of will this situation, will this be favorable in terms of my standards and my expectations? So with the Capricorn midheaven, that is people who are known for having very strict standards and or high standards, principles, and also like expectations of themselves. And then Saturn has already crossed his sun. He's not going to go back to the sun when it turns retrograde, because it would stop about 18 degrees and when we come close to the sun again. So I think during this time will be a lot of questioning, a lot of doubting, like, have I made the right decision? Was this really a good idea to go back to this club that I used to love so much and make me feel so much at home and so welcome? Back then still under Sir Alex Ferguson, who retired in 2013. But now there's a really completely different setup and different energy there. And although I don't think he's someone who gives up easily, and he's very much wants to commit in the long term, he really has to question his standards and if it's worth making the commitment to something that may not have the potential, 2nd house again, potentials as well, to deliver it for him, because he's committing to the club and he wants to deliver. So he's got very high standards and very high expectations of himself. But if no matter how much he brings to the team, or if he helps the team, he's not the whole of the team. So he can't just do it all. Um, and so I think this plays a part. Like, is like my investment, is it quite enough? Yes, from Taurus, like, is very much about being what you like, what you feel like, how much you need. What is also rightfully yours is also a combination of Saturn and the North Node in the second house and in Taurus. So if he feels like no matter how much he contributes to the team and he scores goals, they're still not getting anywhere, and there is no chance of turning this around somehow. And there's the new coach coming in. There's also a lot of speculation for Erik ten Hag. Next year, will he want to keep him? Will he just want to drop him from his team because he thinks he's too old and he wants to build the team around young new players, wants to bring in new players? So there's so much uncertainty there. So I think Cristiano really is feeling that uncertainty there as Saturn is approaching, and at the same time, like, this restlessness. Uranus squaring his natal sun, and Uranus is also now in the second house, and that looks pretty intense in terms of questioning values and questioning where you should invest your energy, and also what is the right thing to do, and in terms of looking at future outcomes or potential future outcomes, he has to ask himself, am I still willing to stay on and commit and give it a try? So I think there is definitely, like, looking at all these reports, like, he might, they want to lure him back, and they want to make an offer. Like, he may potentially, at least potentially, I think he may be tempted to make that return, because obviously playing at Real Madrid, that would secure him Champions League football. So I think in terms of what he really values most, what is most important to him, he has to ask himself a lot of questions, and Saturn will bring that up, and Uranus at the same time will bring that up here in the second house and the 8th house on that axis. So is that what is more important to him? Just committing to that club and committing to that team, not only fulfilling his contract, but I think it may be about lots of other things for him, like in the background, about, like, maybe wrapping something up, maybe because I think he would have stayed had it not been his childhood dream to join Real Madrid and play for the Spanish club. So he might have stayed. He was at the club for 6 years, and he was very happy, and he was being molded into the superstar that he is nowadays by Sir Alex Ferguson. And he had very, very good experiences here in England. So, but now it's kind of weighing that up. Like, what is more important to him? Is it more important to him to fulfill his promises and trying to make it work there? And also, like, in the beginning he said, yeah, like, it's a lot of people I knew, like, in the team, we need some time to gel, I've got faith, I believe, we always believe. He kept talking about that. But now also, when Saturn is like that strong, I feel like there is no way that he's not feeling the disappointment, that it has not turned out to be that way, and it's doesn't look like it's gonna change anytime soon. And obviously he's not the single one person who can change things and turn things around, although he can certainly play a big part. And they want to choose a new captain now. I'm not quite happy with what is currently, arrangements, and so there's definitely changes coming up. But I think is this question, is this going to be enough for me, or is it like, no, Champions League football and being in the high profile club, and United's like biggest club in the world still. I've got a huge fan base all around the world, so it's not like this is a small second league club, and it was just being nostalgic, and I said, oh yeah, I want to return and just play here a little bit. He's still expected to play at top level in football for another couple of years. and I know he's 37, and still not showing signs of, slowing down. Certainly it can be very valuable to any team, but I think it's really about his choice. So I think there may be the temptation there, maybe going back to something that guarantees him that recognition and that success that he can have with a team that's really performing well. Or is he up for the big challenge? Is he really up for the big challenge that, no, I said I want to commit, so at least I want to see out my commitment on the 2-year contract, and I see how it goes under the new coach, and maybe I can have a bit more influence, or maybe I can help others, maybe I am still needed here. Maybe that plays a part. Like, is destiny and destination, which is probably always a big question with when we talk about Saturn, both about Saturn and then the North Node involved. Yeah, destiny and destination, I think, playing a major role here in the whole in the decision process. But let's see what if it will continue. Sometimes it's just the media report these things like just for a couple of days, and then it just dies down again, and then maybe sometimes even he might just shut down the rumor himself, and after a couple of days when he feels like, no, I don't like all this speculation. He's done that before in the past, and then he takes a stand and he says, no, the situation is this, exactly this and this and this, and this is my intention, or this is what I have decided. But potentially, like in the future, when Saturn really reaches the exact square to Saturn, which is about like 27 degrees, so will take a little while. It will probably be around February next year. That will be an interesting time, because then there will be a final breakthrough situation probably. So it might even be that he stay for this year, but then after 2 years there's another situation where it feels like, okay, I've got the potentially I can extend for another year, but maybe now the past year has shown that it's not sufficient for my standards, right? Okay, so I think this looks pretty interesting. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview, and there's always I feel like when you just start looking at a chart and you think, okay, let's just look at Saturn, then you see so many other things that are just also happening at the same time, and then it just goes very deep. And also, of course, Jupiter is moving into Aries, which is his rising sign. We hit Mars and Venus in May, so over the summer will be very close to his ascendant. Maybe that's also a sign that better times are coming for him, more hopeful times. Jupiter rules the 9th, but definitely lots of questions around like personal development, and is it a good idea to put or to keep putting his hopes and his faith, his very strong belief. He keeps talking about that, never stop believing. So is it still worth investing this belief and keep up the faith and hope and belief for the situation, like to improve, because Jupiter will of course also want to make the best decision for himself and what he feels most happy with. So they could make things easier for him, but at the same time, with all these other strong activations going on, could make things even more difficult, because then it's like the heart talking against like, yeah, but I want success and recognition, and I can't get it here, and what have I got myself into? And Jupiter will push him and say, just keep believing, you owe it to the people, the friends, they love you and everything. So I think a lot maybe depends also on the response, around him. So I don't think he's completely, you can think completely independently from that, because like the fans and the support, this is what carries a team or what carries a player, and he's very much the player that feeds off that. Yeah, but definitely it will be very good for his ambitions, and he will want to take action. He will want to try to figure it out, try to sort it out. Maybe it can even just mean like a boost in terms of form, and just a lot of positive energy that he can spread in the team, because they certainly need it. They certainly need it, most definitely, in their current situation. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. As always, please leave me a comment, leave me a like, and please share and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.